Your house has been sitting on the market for 3 weeks, you've had a handful of showings, and nobody's making an offer. You dropped the price once already, and it still isn't moving. And here's the thing. It's probably not the price that's killing you. It's the details. The small stuff that buyers notice the second they walk through the door that tells them, consciously or not, that this house has been neglected. Hit subscribe before we begin, because if you're getting ready to sell, or even thinking about it 6 months from now, what I'm about to walk you through could be the difference between a fast sale and a house that sits until you're desperate enough to give it away. I'm Jerry Davis, and I've been in construction and renovation for a long time. I've worked on houses that sold in 4 days and houses that sat for 4 months. And I can tell you with complete confidence that the gap between those two outcomes is almost never about square footage or location alone. It's almost always about presentation. And presentation is almost always fixable for a few $100s if you know where to spend it. By the end of this video, you're going to have 8 specific, affordable fixes you can do right now that make buyers feel like this house is taken care of. That feeling is what gets offers. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is your front door. And I know that sounds almost too simple, but stay with me here. Most sellers spend $0 on curb appeal because they think buyers are going to walk through the house and fall in love with the layout or the kitchen. And sure, those things matter, but the front door is the first physical thing a buyer touches. They stand there while the agent fumbles with the lockbox, which takes about 30 seconds, and they are staring directly at your door the entire time. If that door is faded, if the paint is peeling, if the hardware looks like it came out of a 1998 builder package, they are already forming a negative opinion before they've set foot inside. A fresh coat of exterior paint on your front door costs maybe $40 in materials, and a Saturday afternoon hardware, a new deadbolt, handle set, and door knocker in a matching finish runs you somewhere between $80 and $150 depending on where you shop. That's it. For under $200, your entry completely changes. Go with something classic. A deep navy, a forest green, a rich black. Something that photographs well and holds up against whatever color your siding is. Don't go trendy. Don't pick something that's going to look dated in 18 months. Just clean, fresh, and intentional. That's the goal. Now let's talk about light fixtures, because this one drives me nuts. I walk into houses all the time that are priced at $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and there are still brass boob lights on the ceiling from 1994. Can we please stop doing this? Buyers in every price range notice light fixtures because they're literally at eye level in every room of the house. Outdated fixtures signal 2 things to a buyer. 1, this house hasn't been updated, and 2, what else hasn't been updated? That's the mental leap you do not want them making. Here's what no one tells you. You don't have to replace every fixture in the house. Focus on the entry, the dining room, the kitchen, and the primary bathroom. Those are the rooms that get photographed, and those are the rooms buyers spend the most time evaluating. A basic but good-looking brushed nickel or matte black flush mount fixture runs you $30 to $60 at any home improvement store. A pendant or semi-flush for a dining room, maybe $70 to $100. You can refresh 4 key fixtures in your entire house for around $250. And the place is going to feel 10 years newer in the listing photos alone. Here's the next one, and I promise you, this costs almost nothing. Clean your grout. I don't mean wipe it down. I mean actually clean it. There are grout cleaners specifically formulated to pull out years of discoloration from tile floors, shower surrounds, and kitchen backsplashes. Buyers will stand in your bathroom or look at your kitchen tile, and if that grout is dark, dingy, or patchy, they will assume the tile is old, the bathroom is dirty, and the house hasn't been maintained. A bottle of grout cleaner runs about $10. A grout pen, yes, they make those, and they work, runs about $8 to $12 and lets you recolor grout lines that are too far gone to clean. Your white subway tile shower that looks brown and tired right now can look nearly brand new for $15 and a couple of hours of your time. I've seen houses where this single fix made the difference in how the bathroom photographed. It's that impactful. Next up, and this is one people underestimate constantly, paint touch-ups and a neutral wall color. Look, I get it. You painted that accent wall a deep burgundy 8 years ago, and you love it. But that buyer walking through your house does not love it. What they see is an extra painting project standing between them and moving in. Buyers want to visualize their stuff in the space, and bold, personal color choices make that almost impossible. The fix is simple. Pick a warm, agreeable neutral, something in the garage family, a soft, warm white, a light, warm gray, and roll it through the main living areas. You're not trying to make your house look like a model home. You're trying to make it look like a blank canvas that someone else can make their own. A 5-gallon bucket of good interior paint runs about $150 to $180. If you're doing it yourself, that's most of a main floor for under $200. And while you're at it, do the touch-ups. Every scuff, every nick, every place the wall is chipped from furniture. Fix those. Buyers see neglect in those details, even if they can't name it. They just feel like the house is worn out. Now let's talk about something that kills more sales than people realize, and that's smell. I know it's awkward to talk about, but you need to hear this. Every house has a smell. You've lived in yours long enough that you literally cannot detect it anymore. Your pets, your cooking, your basement, your HVAC system, all of that is baked into the air in your home, and buyers smell it the second they open the front door. This is not a candle problem. Lighting a candle or using a plug-in air freshener does not fix a smell issue. It just makes it smell like you're covering something up, which is actually worse. The real fix is cleaning. Deep cleaning. Carpets shampooed or replaced if they're bad. HVAC filter swapped out. Soft surfaces like curtains and upholstered furniture treated with a fabric refresher. If you have pets, have someone who does not live in your house come over and give you an honest answer about whether your home smells like animals. I'm telling you, I've walked into houses with buyers who were completely sold on the layout and the price, and the moment they stepped inside, they were done. Smell is a deal killer that costs almost nothing to fix if you address it properly. Carpet cleaning runs about $150 to $200 for a typical home. That's nothing against what a price reduction would cost you. Here's a fix that's so affordable, it's almost embarrassing how much it helps. Update your cabinet hardware. In the kitchen especially, cabinet hardware is one of those things that dates a space faster than almost anything else. If your kitchen still has the little round gold or bronze knobs from whenever the cabinets were originally installed, swap them out. A brushed nickel or matte black bar pull runs anywhere from $2 to $5 per pull, depending on where you source them. A full kitchen, let's say 30 pulls, costs you somewhere between $60 and $150. That's it. You are not touching the cabinets themselves. You're not painting them, not replacing them, not spending $5,000 on a kitchen update. You're just changing the hardware, and the kitchen looks refreshed. Pair it with cleaned up countertops, and you've got a kitchen that photographs completely differently than it did before. This is where people miss easy money because they assume the cabinets need to be replaced, when really, the hardware is doing most of the damage. Now let's talk about the yard, specifically the things buyers can see from the street. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to landscape the entire property before you sell. That's money you won't get back. But buyers absolutely judge curb appeal, and it sets the tone for the entire showing before they ever get to the front door. Here's what actually moves the needle. Fresh mulch in the flower beds. That's it. A couple of bags of dark brown mulch, spread 2 to 3 inches deep, makes every yard look intentional and maintained. It covers up bare soil, suppresses weeds, and photographs beautifully. A bag of mulch runs about $4 to $6 at any home improvement store. Most yards need somewhere between 8 and 15 bags. You're looking at $60 to $90 and maybe 2 hours of work, and your front landscaping looks like someone cares. Trim overgrown shrubs, pull visible weeds, edge the lawn along the driveway and sidewalk. That combination, mulch, trimming, and edging, makes a huge difference. The goal is not to make the yard look impressive. The goal is to make it look maintained. The last fix I want to talk about is cleaning the windows, inside and out, and replacing any window treatments that look cheap or broken. This sounds minor, but it's genuinely one of the things buyers notice in every room of the house. Dirty windows make rooms look dark, small, and dingy even when they're not. Clean windows let light pour in, and light makes every space feel larger and more inviting. A bottle of window cleaner and some elbow grease costs almost nothing. If you've got blinds that are broken, bent, or just look bad, take them down. Bare windows that let in natural light look better than cheap broken blinds 90% of the time. If you want to add something back, a set of simple white sheer curtain panels from any home goods store runs about $15 to $20 per window and makes the room feel finished. I've seen this make a dramatic difference in listing photos specifically. Natural light is the most flattering thing you can put in a room, and dirty windows are the easiest way to lose it. Here's the real point underneath all of this. When buyers walk through your house, they're not just evaluating the rooms. They're evaluating you as a seller. They're trying to decide whether this house has been taken care of, whether there are problems hiding behind the walls, whether they can trust what they're seeing. Small visible neglect, outdated fixtures, dirty grout, faded paint, broken blinds, tells them the maintenance has been deferred and makes them wonder what else has been ignored. 8 fixes, most of them under $100, and you've changed the story your house is telling. That's what gets offers. That's what gets fast sales. You don't need to renovate the kitchen. You don't need to finish the basement. You need the house to feel like someone gave a damn. And these 8 things accomplish exactly that. Tell me in the comments which one of these you're about to overlook, because I guarantee at least 2 or 3 of these show up in almost every house that's sitting too long without an offer. And if you know someone who's getting ready to list their home, send them this video before they spend money on the wrong things. A fast sale isn't about doing the most. It's about doing the right things in the right places so that buyers walk out of your showing thinking about how soon they can move in instead of how much work it's going to need. Hit like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to see it. I'll catch you in the next one.